Welcome to Systems Analysis and Design, our lecturer, Dr. Ricardo Neal. Now for today's outcomes. Number 7. Use one of the two types of prototyping, throwaway and evolutionary prototyping, during systems development. Number 8. Describe the advantages and limitations of each type of prototyping. And number 9. Use the rapid application development process to create a product. This presentation was done by Group 6, Patrina Perreira, Kymisha Lewis, Thompson, and Zadarni Belle. We all have crazy ideas that we may test out and carry through the phases of trial and error. This is known as prototyping. It involves developing our ideas, testing them, and improving them accordingly. Prototyping acts as a bridge between our concepts and a refined solution. There are two types of prototyping, throwaway prototyping and evolutionary prototyping, which we will talk about today. In evolutionary prototyping, the initial model goes through multiple cycles of development where each cycle adds new features. There are a few stages in evolutionary prototyping, beginning with the initial concept. It then goes on to design and implement, and over to user validation. After this, there is user acceptance, where the user decides whether the design they have is valid or not. If not, it goes to feedback with new requirements, and this process is repeated. If the design is acceptable, it goes on to the final prototype. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of this type of prototyping? Let's find out. The pros include immediate feedback. The user interacts with the system, and the system is more likely to meet user requirements. On the other hand, the cons are there is no time frame is able to be set. It is difficult to monitor the project, and the visibility of the project is low. Now let's move on to throwaway prototyping. Throwaway prototyping refers to the creation of a model that will ultimately be discarded rather than being a part of the final delivered software. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of this type of prototyping? Let's find out. Some pros include it saves time and money, it enables early customer engagement, and it promotes consistency and user interface. The cons are excessive development time of the prototype. Normally, it does not generate reusable code, and user confusion for prototypes and completed systems. As the increasingly competitive software market emphasizes a stronger demand for new applications, the IT industry is feeling the pressure to deliver working products faster, and RAD is becoming a necessity. Rapid Application Development, RAD, is a methodology that focuses on developing applications rapidly through frequent iterations and continuous feedback. There are 4 steps in the RAD cycle. First, define project requirements. Second, prototype. Third, rapid construction and feedback gathering. And fourth, final product implementation. Here we have a pictorial representation of the RAD cycle. First, you define project requirements. Then on to user design, where you prototype, test, and iterate. You then go on to rapid construction and feedback. And if the feedback is not likable, you repeat the process of user design until there is a likable feedback. Then finally, there is a finalized product implementation. Now let's speak about what are the advantages and disadvantages of rapid application development. Advantage of RAD are as follows. Iteration time can be short with the use of powerful RAD tools. Changing requirements can be accommodated. And thirdly, productivity with fewer people in a short time, and progress can be measured. Disadvantages of RAD includes dependency on technically strong team members. The only system that can be modularized can be built using RAD. It requires highly skilled developers or designers, and there is high dependency on modeling skills. The key principle of the RIDE process is a reduction in planning to focus on a highly iterative design and construction process, enabling teams to accomplish more in less time without impacting client satisfaction.